somebody called. Oh, my.
I became a volunteer, and then shortly thereafter, I was asked to join the board.
Well, I'm going to leave it and start again. What does Fuang Siders mean? Do you know? Let me see.
So we're not the only one that has registration issues. And again, we have to just start stressing to parents that they have to carpool, get friendly with, caregivers, whatever caregivers is taking them here. And the other issue is, which I think I mentioned in an email, the parking lot, and I can certainly help that committee. We do own, if you go down the easement on the right-hand side, there are at least for 2 to 3 cars. So everyone at their free will, or whatever, should take a look down our easement. And perhaps when we only have those programs that are so jammed, the staff could park back there, because it is light out at 10 o'clock. And then they should move their cars before it gets dark, because there is no light going down the dirt road. And that's something that the parking lot committee should look into, is you can fit 3 cars back there.
That's all the way down on the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's completely cleared. There's cars that park there now, but it's our property. We could use it for parking.
Okay, so we're suggesting that the staff on the days of the.
I'm putting it out there to the parking lot committee. Yeah.
I also think, it's right next to me, that we really need to talk about the communication and what's appropriate, because I know that it says that registration does not guarantee you a parking spot, but all of our communications about registration, when we started the registration, was based on parking, right? Like, it was because our parking, so I understand how people assume that because they're registering, there should be space for them to park. So, and I know that that's not the case. I totally understand that, but that was really kind of how we framed it when we started this registration process. So we just might need to reiterate, or Jenna, maybe as the committee, we can talk about what to do.
I couldn't agree more. I think we need to, like, consistency, and I think we need to reiterate that, like, we're fortunate because this is a success-based problem. We are very successful, the classes are in demand, like, our parking lot, it is what it is at this moment in time. We continue to invite the community to come. No one is here tonight. So I'm glad, something changes in that regard. I think we should work with what we have. We can put together a statement, put it on the website. I know that the board has been previously aligned on that in the past, and we can just work to land language that we feel good about. We'll bring proposals to the next meeting.
I think that's a great idea. I really do. And, the public should know, we did go to the planning board. We were not that successful, unfortunately. And, we've had expenses. We did an interior renovation. We did, our heating system. We did our roof and everything. We moved on. And right now it would be a funding issue. And so it's not in the foreseeable future. And certainly taxpayers should understand that. I mean, we're not out there proposing a bond. We're not raising taxes. We haven't raised taxes in 7 years at this library. We've done all this without raising taxes. I think what Valerie was going to do is try to get the engineer to tell us to give us some suggestions of what they're looking for. Knowing though that doing a parking lot renovation right now, when gas is very high, it would be even what our numbers were when we went back the last time. Our numbers wouldn't be even higher now because gas is higher. And doing a parking lot is petroleum gas. So keep that in mind as well.
Just to pick up on that, we're now in the window of paving. So is there any plan to pave during this current session of paving window?
No, because we paved where we were always getting potholes. We did that. I think we approved $7,000. So we paved all that. So now we're not getting any more potholes or anything there. So our driveway is in decent shape. If we were to pave, we are losing a couple spots. So we've decided to kind of hold off in paving and do patchwork.
About painting.
That's something that I'm gonna ask Valerie to look into, because
Those are places where.
yes.
You could definitely get more cars than people.
Well,
Good idea.
we can't,
We definitely need bonds.
okay, but no, I agree. Let me, that's Valerie. She's not here unfortunately, but I'll send out an email to her and see what happens. Definitely the lines. But we've pretty much fixed all the potholes and everything in this area. In the beginning of the meeting, we need to address the potholes going down the easement. Whether staff uses it or not, we need to fix that.
Thank you for clarifying, is the lines that I was concerned about.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, I'll email Valerie. Any other questions? Okay, and Jenna, we look forward to that. That was my, new business. I don't see, director's report, I'm sorry. Jennifer, director's report?
Sure. Okay, so director's report. The first thing I just need for the board to officially approve the New York State Annual Report. I put it in the trustee Google Drive. This is something we're required to do every year. The report was reviewed and approved by the Westchester Library System before it was submitted to the Division of Library Development. So I just need it to be in the minutes. If someone could make a motion to officially approve the New York State Annual Report for 2023.
I make a motion to officially approve the report for 2023 New York State Annual Report. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you. My slides are all out of order. I don't know why. Update on the grant, the ALA grant. We had a fantastic turnout for the community conversation of May 4th for the programs for the neurodiverse community. We had 21 participants. I'm sorry, 12 participants in person plus 9 on Zoom, so 21. We had an additional 13 responses to our online survey, and I'm beginning to schedule programs as of June. One of the things that I would like to do with the grant, if the board is amenable, is to create a space downstairs, maybe not the entire room, but part of the room downstairs, and turn it into a sensory room. This is a very big trend in libraries these days. Someplace for the kids who are feeling overwhelmed, that have sensory issues. A lot of the autistic community experience this. To have a space downstairs where they could go, where they can be quiet. It can be a little bit darker. It could have comforting things around them, whether it's things that stimulate them, like a play wall, sensory cushions, like a ball pit, sand toys, all sorts of sensory things. So I would like to start looking into that if you are amenable to dedicating a part of that space that can be either cordoned off with a curtain for during we sometimes have programs down there, chess or art or something like that. So I guess I just wanted to feel you out if you were interested in going to them.
Michael, she does a sensory reading program here once a month at the library on Fridays. And she quite often uses, she's a teacher, a certified teacher in special education. And she quite often uses downstairs because that's where she feels that her kids are more comfortable. And when I asked her about it, I said, is it because we have no space? It's, wouldn't it be comfortable with windows and everything? And talking to Mrs. Carmichael, she said that, she is certified as special education teacher, and she wants to get out of the mainstream and concentrate on the kids and have their complete focus. So she likes the no windows and the no distraction. I mean, that's the one program I know goes down there a lot.
She is totally on board with this, and we're very excited to work on it together. Also, as a result of the community conversation, we are making community connections. We have welcomed a gal from Yes She Can, which is a nonprofit that helps young women with autism. And we welcomed her, and she actually helped me analyze the results of the community conversation, which I thought was like a real nice full circle moment where everybody got involved. And Mrs. Carmichael met someone that she thinks she would like to welcome into the fold of her sensory story time to act as an assistant. She's a childhood education major. And so I'm just really happy about making community connections like that. So I'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah, I'm all for downstairs if that's what people in the field think. And talking to Mrs. Carmichael, she really is a believer in that. And that's her background. So I'm all for it. Rest of the board, any questions? Yeah, I think.
Great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Excellent. Okay, great. I did get some pricing on the wheelchair ramp. I've only had one person come in so far. I'm having trouble getting others, and maybe they're just busy this time of year. But when he looked at the entrance, the side entrance, he thought that the turn was going to be too severe for a wheelchair. So he suggested, I think actually Valerie suggested, putting a ramp that goes all the way to that back door there, directly into this room. I think that's why the quote is so high. As you can see, it's $142,000. Much larger than I'd anticipated. I believe that I could get 50% through the New York State Construction Aid Grant because the allocation for Westchester Libraries for the 44 million is 2 million. So depending on what everybody else is asking for, it might be possible for us to get half of that. There's also a T-Mobile grant for 50,000. That's a long shot, but we could always try. And then there's the foundation, but I just don't know that 142,000, you know.
Yeah, I saw that, and, you know, we do have, and we did get a grant, and we did do the front entrance. And I've spoken to Jennifer about it, when we do have the garden club here, the stairs over here is really hard for a couple of them. So I suggested that they get a key and the code, and that someone mans the door for the garden club, and then the minute you go there, you know, whether it's garden club, or I don't need to single them out, a program that does need, wheelchair access, that then they close the door to the library and they come in here. Because, actually, we have no artwork right now, but usually we do have artwork. And so if we do trust them in this room, I always said if I was going to steal anything, it would be this artwork rather than the book.
Are we talking about a ramp from our side and then all along here? And here for 142,000?
And we also have drainage issues with that. I mean, this, the person who made this quote, this is our drainage issue. So, I mean, I don't even want to go forward with this. Boards.
I have a question. Is there anything we can do to optimize the front entrance to make it more friendly? Like, even if it's not changing the structure, because we're sort of more obviously, but a ramp or some type of solution.
Well, the front absolutely is fine. It's ADA compliant. It's got an automatic door. It's got the problem is that when people want to come in to use it on a Sunday or Monday or an evening when it's not staffed, we would have to have staff people here. And there's a policy, we can only have 2 staff members, nobody can work alone. So for example, with the garden club, a couple of Mondays ago or whatever, I had to come here at 10 to let the person in, and then I had to lock up behind me, and then I had to come back at 3 to let them back out. What if there'd been a fire in between those two? I mean, this woman was in a wheelchair. All the women there were seniors. They couldn't have carried her away from the building, you know, whatever. So it's just, with libraries in particular, we're really kind of obsessed with accessibility and making sure that everybody can take place and can enjoy the programs that are taking place here, and to not have somebody be able to get in because of accessibility issues really rankles.
I
But
agree. Maybe there's like things we could work out with the front and access and scheduling and indicating, like planning for assistance too, and make sure that it's not a scramble for even staff.
Yeah. great, I'm all for it. Yeah. Exactly.
That's all.
Yeah, that's the part that really bothers me, is that you're really on a day that you work from home and you don't have to be here, that you are here. I would like a solution to that.
Mm. I'll keep.
Well, how does the board feel, again, because there wasn't fire or anything, they have the key, but they also have the side entrance here. But they would have the key instead of our staff, they would be here with the key to the library, and they would just let everyone out the front door.
And they'd have the alarm codes as well.
Exactly.
What exactly are we talking about? There's things that go on
When this
our
library is
club
closed,
here.
our club in particular,
When is the garden
Monday.
Monday? Okay.
And
So the Boy Scouts meet here every Thursday evening. The Human Rights Advisory Committee sometimes has a movie on a Saturday night. Sometimes there's just evening events, like the League of Women Voters is coming in to meet here at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm gonna have to come back at 8 or 8:30 to, like, it's just those, you know, they might not be every week or whatever, but it's enough that I would want to consider an alternative solution.
So we lock off when there's something going on, when the staff is in here, this is the area that they're in.
So the Schaffner wing is available, and that includes the kitchen and the bathroom. So it's ideal.
So would we consider maybe somebody else to give us a quote, and maybe could have a more creative idea than the one that we don't like?
Absolutely. I just wanted to know if there was any point in me moving forward with addressing this, and there clearly is. That's wonderful.
well, we can't use, this is not ADA compliant. So wait, so wait, this is the problem. This side entrance they could get in, they can't make they can't make the turn with the wheelchair, which is what Jim Perry had told me. He didn't think it was feasible for us to do this entrance, and it's not. It's not ADA compliant because our hallway is not ADA compliant, so we can't fix that part. So we have to use this. Now, this would be a switchback with the ramp and everything. This is major. It's not gonna change. I mean, this is 140,000 number, so we come up with 130,000 number. This is a deep slope. This is where our drainage issues are. This is major.
I think we could count on 50% coming from the New York State Construction Aid, because this is exactly what it's meant for increasing accessibility for people with accessibility issues. And I'm hoping that the foundation might be amenable to maybe doing a fundraiser for the other portion.
Why do you feel about this fundraiser?
I mean, I think it's a good idea, but we're not a large library, and we're gonna have 2 ADA entrances.
Yeah. And the problem is with this, the problem I find with this is that if they park over here, they're actually going on a hill. And I just don't see it feasible. I think our front entrance, and I think that there's a couple of things we could do. Well, again, I think that we have to, and there's not enough board members tonight, to be honest with you. But I really feel like, the townhouse, listen, they opened the townhouse up and, it's a public place and, you know, chief of staff or, you know, our supervisor or police is not there. You know, we don't have money or anything here, it's all locked up in the office. You know, we have artwork here. And then we let people use it. Again, here I am going on record.
The only other solution I could possibly think of is, there are outdoor wheelchair, lifts, like almost like an elevator like we have in the other room. And they are used for outdoors. I don't know if it would be the same price or more or less or whatever, but
But the thing is, we can't use this. And so this ramp, so these are unfeasible things. Because we can't use it then.
unless we reconfigure the entrance.
But that's the stairs down.
Well, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, on one side, it's not possible because that's where the electric closet is. But on the other side, it's possible if we redesigned it. But again, we're talking big dollars and it's historic building and the planning board. It just needs one member to be in a wheelchair, you know, but I mean, at least 12 times per year, because the garden club is here 12 times per year. In addition to that, they have Hava Ikebana, sometimes 3 times a month. So I mean, we're talking in the dozen to 2 dozens, maybe 3 dozen times a year. So it's not
But
occasional.
again, I think we should have, you know, the board members.
Yep,
I would not be opposed for them having the code and the key and coming in the fence and locking it up, you know, when they're using this.
I don't know if we open it to one, we need to open it to all, you know. Just saying. Anyway, okay, I will look further into that. If anyone has suggestions, I'd love to hear them.
If we open it up to Boy Scouts or something, we just say, does anyone need wheelchair access? And I think the majority of the people that use this at night don't. I mean, you know, the Boy Scouts, unless goodness, if the kid broke the leg, but let's face it, they handle punches better than any of us. My kid was hard punch. They went up and down staircases like.
But what's the concern? Is it, that they're coming in on, they're unsupervised coming in on the main door, or, I mean, when we have artwork in here,
Yeah.
they come in here, that's worth a lot of money.
I mean, we have Steve Vanderbilt's, you know, artwork was very pricey. To me, again, I keep going back to, our artwork is not touched, and not stolen, and not, and to me, this is where people would, you know, if you're gonna take, I'm not taking it off.
I'd rather do a trial to see how it works. In the garden club, the opportunity.
And most
The
of the,
garden club, by the way, ladies, is all local. Is there-
Yeah, I was gonna say, almost all the people who use the Schaffner Room are all just local organizations. It's not like it's strangers. So. Okay, sure. I'll bring it up again next time.
Okay,
Thank you. Okay, the next thing is we're having a legislative breakfast. Wednesday, June 12th. I would love to invite you all to 8:30 in the morning. We're expecting, hopefully, Assembly Member Chris Burdick, County Legislator Erica Pierce, State Senator Shelley Mayer. This is all depending on their schedule if they can make it. It's an excellent opportunity for us to advocate for the library for funds. Hey, maybe they would like to sponsor our wheelchair round. Chris Burdick is serving on the People with Disabilities Board. This could be a perfect opportunity to whisper in his ear and make that happen. So I'm going to be inviting Kevin Hansen and the members of the town board as well. Again, it's like, so it is.
If we keep in mind, we're gonna have a formal election.
I know, I did warn them about that, yeah. Okay, so there's also on June 1st, an upcoming event that's in a collaboration with Cambridge Human Rights Advisory Committee, the Cambridge Partnership and Booksy. We're welcoming poet and author Diana Getch, who will speak about her book, This Body I Wore. It'll be moderated by Susan Williamson, accompanied with a book signing, and books are for sale at Booksy. There'll be a Q&A, and I believe we're going to simultaneously broadcast it on Zoom. So keep that on your calendars. A very exciting event, the Story Walk at Cambridge Town Park. I'm not sure if all of you know that there's a Story Walk at the town park. Have any of you seen it? Okay, well, it was,
It's gone.
well, I was there all day yesterday, so it's not gone. What happened was it kind of went to wreck and ruin. It was installed by the town transportation department, or like the works or whatever.
Maintenance.
Thank you. And they installed them upside down. So they got completely, all of the pages inside were ruined. Yeah, they were completely waterlogged. They molded. They looked horrible, and nobody did anything about it for a long time. So the commission said either someone's got to take responsibility for it and beautify it and all the rest of it, or we're just going to take it out. And so I said, don't take it out. And so yesterday, my partner and I went over there and we uninstalled every one of the 20 stanchions, cleaned them, reassembled them, caulked them, and they are now ready to have the books inserted. So very exciting.
I want to say always to Phil. Phil is Jennifer's partner, and I don't know if trustees come here, but I do for various programs. And he's always here and doing content and giving back to our community all the time. And this is another way how we give back. So I want to really shout out to Bill and Jennifer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, I'm just really excited to bring it back to life. So Story Time, Story Walk 2.0. So it was originally planned that there would be 3 books per year. I'd like to change that to, can we change it out to monthly? The books will correspond to timely themes such as Love Your Library Month. So we'll do stuff on libraries. Disability Pride Month, Autism Awareness Month, July is Family Fun Month. So we'll make them timely. I did also collaborate with the art community in Cambridge. I've given them a 6-week window where they can put in whatever they want for art. So the first exhibit that they're going to be doing is Sally Green, the photographer. So she's going to do a combination of photography and some text. And there's talk about doing an on-site opening reception. That would be sponsored by the Morgenthau Preserve. So there would be no cost to the library, but we of course would promote it and be there and cheer them on. Also, March is Youth Art Month. So I thought maybe inviting the kids of Pound Ridge to put their art in the Story Walk and maybe do it as a contest. Everyone could vote maybe by QR code, which one's their favorite, and we could give out a prize or something like that.
It's a great idea.
Thank you. I also plan to introduce an on-site scavenger hunt with QR codes and prizes. So they could come here, they could get their QR code, their checklist, whatever, and bring it over to the story thing and do all of the scavenger thing and then bring it back and they could earn a prize. So I'm trying to make it highly engaging and highly interactive.
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank great. And did you get that on Facebook, Instagram? Really,
Absolutely. So I just want to show you the dramatic change of what it's going to look like. This is what it was. The Welcome to Story Walk was white with black text, molding, gross, dirty. This is our new welcome to the Story Walk. I've ordered the poster. It's beautiful. So really a great welcome too. So we're going from waterlogged, dirty, et cetera, to brand new, high quality, professionally printed. I've purchased a laminator so that we don't have to get it done over at FedEx or Kinko's, which can be incredibly expensive when there's 20 stanchions to fill 12 times a year. So instead of spending $100 every time, we are spending $100 once for the laminator. And so we'll take that. It's going to be completely in-house. Also, the Recreation Commission was concerned that the stanchions, as you can see here, they're just plain black. They're very symmetrical. There's really nothing special about them. I'm thinking about decorating them so that they blend in better with the landscape. These are called fairy windows, and I think it would really add some charm and some whimsy, and would also give some more waterproof because we're going to, almost like with pool noodles, kind of just put them all around the outside and then decorate them with moss and ferns and pine cones and acorns and everything that I think would make them blend really well. So I'll let you know how that goes. We should set a date for the trustee election. We can do that next time, but as of June, we start doing things related to the election, so we'll need to consider the date for that. So
that was my new business.
okay. As we know, Bonnie unfortunately is not eligible to run again this year. But Jennifer, Mary Ellen, and Jenna all are. So if you plan to run again, please let me know. It's typically the third Tuesday of the month. So I'm assuming we'll stick with that and do the 17th. Is there a Jewish holiday that interferes? I wasn't able to find one. Mm-hmm.
The Jewish holidays are late this year.
Yeah.
So it's good. Everything's in
It's fine,
October.
it's fine.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, the third Tuesday in September works.
Great. Okay. And I'm planning on asking Hannah to run it again. She did a good job last year.
I feel the same way, and that was my new business, but do you have any other?
I do. I just have some miscellaneous things. I was approached by the Poundridge Historical Society. They had run short of storage in their building, and they were wondering if they were to provide the shelving, would we be open to allowing them to store some of their archives in our basement?
I have no problem with that, no, they should just be aware that if anything happens, we're not responsible.
Mhm. Yeah, we don't have any flooding issues down there, no mold. They would need access, so I would lend them a key, much like, you know, the garden club has a key and that kind of thing. So.
Sure.
And then we already talked about this parking lot striping. Since we're not sure when, if anything's gonna happen out there with paving or any of that kind of stuff, if we could maybe just think about restriping, there's been a lot. Yeah. Okay. Great, okay, and that's it from me.
Great.
What's going on for Memorial Day?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be in the, let me go back to that. Oh, there is one more. Oh, there's a couple more, sorry. We're changing out the whole organization in the children's room. We're going to be reorganizing. It's called genreification, much like what you'd see at a bookstore. So rather than finding things alphabetically by author, if you're interested in doing things about, say, truck or fairy tales, or that you would just go to one big section. And I think it's going to be much more user-friendly for the kids. So stay tuned for that. And then lastly, if you can see, last year we were in the, sorry, I don't know why this thing is staying up so high.
So we're doing the Memorial Day parade.
Exactly. And so if you're interested in participating, I've invited the staff and I'd like to invite the trustees. The town has invited us all to participate, and it's going to be at noon on Monday, this coming Monday. And if you want to participate, plan on getting there about between 11:30 and 11:45 because the parking lot gets really full, and then leave yourself enough time to get from the upper parking lot down to the main entrance, which is where we line up to start the parade. And it goes all the way to the cemetery. It's about 15 minutes.
And after the cemetery, then you go to town park and there's a barbecue and ice cream stuff if you want to, walk from the cemetery to the town park.
And if you're coming, wear your t-shirts and caps.
And hat. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make it, so hopefully some of us can make it. 11:30, quarter to 12, it starts at 12. We're usually not in front, but there will be a parking lot issue. If we meet at the elementary school, Pound Elementary School. Okay, and they usually have a shuttle bus that will get you back up to the elementary school.
If it's running, right?
Yeah. Okay, great. Any questions for Jennifer? Okay, new business, I was gonna talk about election. This is the time of year where you start talking to neighbors, friends, anyone of Town Ridge, anyone that you know that has had a desire to run. That we will start, we will said that Hannah should run the election again. So she should start printing out, application. And, you know, we need signatures. If any person that you know is, you know, interested in running, we should get, you always tell people to get more signatures than they need in case a couple of signatures, get a discount for whatever reason, because you don't have to be a registered voter to sign the petition, but you have to be a registered voter to actually vote. It confuses people, I know that, but that's what happens. So again, talk to friends, neighbors and stuff, because, you know, people go away in the summer and stuff, the next thing you know, in August, people, usually the petitions are due in August, but you can hand them in early, and usually, you know, people are away and you're scrambling to get signatures. The trustees who are rerunning, that would be great, and, you know, I'd be happy to sign anyone's petition, but, you know, get it out there and get it in, okay? Again, I can't rerun, so there's actually one open space. So, that will be it. Any other new business or any questions on?
And then, the two-term trustee to you, that would be, are you,
Mhm.
I'm Jill and Jennifer Savage?
Yes, there's 4 seats total.
So there's four, oh wait, there's 4 feet?
Yes, Bonnie, and then the 3.
Oh, is both of you? We're
Yeah,
two here?
I'll plan to rerun. And then officers,
So officers get picked after the trustees get, in September, there'll be a vote. Obviously, someone will take my spot, and then in the first October meeting, you, pick and choose officers. So your October meeting would probably be the 3rd or 4th, Tuesday of the month, if you guys decide to keep it that way. I'll run the September meeting, and that will be my last meeting. And then you will find the results before the meeting, depending on when we plan on the meeting. You will find the results, of the meeting, because we can't have it on the election, so we usually will find it the day after or whatever, you'll find the results. That will be my last meeting, and then the October meeting, new board members are here, and then you decide on president, vice president. Every year you have to vote on the board. Any other questions? No? Great. That's my only new business. Anyone else have new business? No? Public remarks, if there's a couple of people there, one from the foundation. Any remarks? No? Okay, we're gonna go right into executive session with like a 3-minute break. Thank you very much, everyone.